Good morning, Capital Region. This is Dayton Maxwell with the Capital Region Cornell Cooperative Extension team coming at you on this Friday. Hope everybody is doing okay given the circumstances. Today I'm going to talk to you about leadership and how we all have the ability to influence people. And as you might expect, influencing people is very important right now in these times. We can either have a very favorable influence on people or we can have a not so favorable influence on people. And let me tell you about my experience that really helped me learn this the hard way, as I say. So as you know, I worked at SUNY Cobleskill for a number of years, and I spent a lot of time standing in front of really big groups of college students, right? I mean, 100 kids in a classroom. It can be the most scary thing that you've ever thought about, right? And my first few years, I had some really challenging situations where a lot of times those big lectures and managing that group of students didn't go well. And I would leave feeling bad about it and just wondering, why is this happening? Why is this happening? So I really started to question that. Why is this happening? And did some research. And through the Harvard Business Library, also the Harvard Business Review, I was able to find some really good science that backed this up. And I'm going to grab the paper right now and read it to you, kind of as I'm looking, right? As I'm looking, this is kind of like driving and texting, I suppose, right? But I found some research through the Harvard Business Review, and it's how our biology and social intelligence influence people. And you've heard a lot about emotional intelligence, social intelligence. Well, with regard to social intelligence in biology, some research demonstrates that we have in our brain a group of neurons which are termed mirror neurons, and essentially what they program us to do is mirror other people, right? So, and it makes sense. If children are born with these mirror neurons, they have to survive. So they would definitely want to mirror their parents, right? Had an itch there. So they can survive, and it makes perfect sense. But these mirror neurons really never go away. And when people are in a situation where they're looking to a leader, in my case, this was a professorial situation where I was leading groups of young people, they would mirror me. And the research showed this, right? And I said, wait a minute, I had a groundbreaking moment where I figured out that if I changed me and how I was, the students would change. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. Before I go on and give you a little more example, I just want to read a little bit from this biology of leadership. The key person here is the researcher is Dan Goleman, and here's what he says. Mirror neurons have particular importance in organizations because leaders' emotions and actions prompt followers to mirror those feelings and deeds. And I read that, and it was an epiphany, as you might say. So I said, okay, from this point forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that lecture hall and I'm going to set everything at the door. My bad day, my relationships with my family, I'm going to set all that negative stuff at the door, and I'm going to walk in there and be the kindest, happiest. Of course, authenticity is key. You can't act about this stuff, right? But the kindest, happiest person that those students have seen all day, all week. And as you might expect, my classes started to change. And the students were mirroring me, just like the research said, right? And it was groundbreaking. And from that point on, things started to improve. So what I figured out is that I am a mirror, and students are looking to me. So if I'm doing good, they will do good. And during this time, I also figured out that being professional was so important, especially dressing professional, looking professional, because the students will mirror you or the people you're working with will mirror you in these situations. So what I'd encourage everybody to do, especially people leading employees in businesses, you set the tone for the entire organization and understand that your employees will mirror your actions, will mirror your attitude, will mirror everything that you do. You set the tone for the business. And as you go home, and if you're working at home, right, you set the tone for your family too. So as parents, so think about that and be a favorable mirror to those around you, and we can elevate the situation and look forward to getting through this time and coming out the other side better and improved people. All right. So have a great day. As always, it's my pleasure to serve you. Please call if you have questions. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.